Hey everybody, welcome back to the More Than It Seems podcast. Once again, back with a very special guest today. One of my closest friends, brothers. Please introduce yourself for the people.
What's good, man? It's your boy, Jaquarius Rhyne, formerly known as J. Rhyne, but now Jaquarius. Gotta be extra.
So you already know how we gonna do. What is everyone wearing, starting with our guest today?
All right, so starting at the top, I got a thrifted hat. Found this in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at a thrift store. Got on the Pleasures, a girl is a gun tee to pull in some accessories. I got, you probably can't see it, but y'all will see later. This black belt that has some bullets on it. Classic light jorts. New accessory, showing off the tattoo. It's starting to get a little warm outside, so showing off the leg sleeve, and then some classic sambas.
Nice. Okay, I guess I'm next. I'm just wearing a basic denim corset that I got from ASOS. I don't really remember the name of the brand. Actually, maybe from ASOS brand. I don't know. These cat pants that are my favorite. I got them from Lavish Studios brand.
Those
Shout
are
out
fire.
to my friend Shelton. Thank you so much. I feel like every time I wear these, people stop me and they're like, "Where did you get them from?" So thank you, Shelton. Keep creating dope shit. And I have on my silver Avantis. It's a Fenty and Puma collab. And I switched it up this time, guys. And I'm a silver girly now. I put the gold to the side to give it a little rest.
So starting from top to bottom, Chattanooga Lookouts, New Era fitted, just a minor league team. As far as hats go, I usually only wear like teams like if I have like some type of relation to them or like it's an actual team that I root for. Like I don't really wear anything outside of like I just don't wear hats just to wear them. But then I have this I'm Your Pusha tee. I can't remember the brand that I found it from, but I love the fit and the quality on it. A pair of classic Army shell pants. I think these are like German military pants that I just cut into shorts. The one thing I hate about these and like shell pants is like they're truly like shell pants. Like they don't have pockets because they're like just meant to go over. Like when I'm putting my hands in these pockets, like I'm touching straight thigh meat. Like and then I have back pockets, but I hate putting stuff in my back pockets. And then I just have on some classic 40 below Timberlands, the ASAP joints, the Tupac joints.
Love it. You all look very nice. Also, I think the bullet belt is a nice touch to the shirt that says a girl is a gun. Y'all didn't get it, now you got it.
Y'all didn't get it. Yeah. Had to tuck in one side and then the other side just for a little exposure.
You got to peep the details. People don't be peeping the details about the outfit.
Don't.
Like people don't like. At least I feel like how we dress. I kind of like I dress in themes. Like when I dress, I kind of like treat everything like a costume. So like I try to have everything make sense. Like this, like when I put this shirt on, like it says war at the bottom. And I was like, oh, that kind of fits because I'm wearing.
Because you wearing it.
Because the army jugs with the boots and like all of that. But so really just want to first start off by getting to know our guests and understanding where you're coming from. So what do you exactly do within the creative community, Jay?
Yeah, so initially I started in the creative community doing videography. So started that at the beginning of college, really picked up the craft, really enjoyed just being behind the camera, making visuals and stuff. Worked with like organizations, worked with the fraternity that I'm in, me and Terrence is in. And eventually just
Shout out to the Good Bros, by the way.
yeah, shout out to the Good Bros. I was making a lot of content. We was making a lot of content for the frat.
Graphic design, like did he even touch on that? Like videographer, me and him used to do graphic design together. So like I would maybe like start a concept and then he would finish it, or vice versa, or I would do a full one and be like, hey, what should we change about it? So just depending on whose time we had, like that. I feel like we've always played off of each other when it comes to creativity.
Oh yeah, we was a dynamic duo in college for sure.
Shaq, Kobe.
Yeah, we pulled out some stuff. So graduated, moved to Dallas, continued in the videography space. So working with like local artists, businesses, etc., doing videography. Always been stylish and into, looking good, making people feel good and stuff, and giving out advice. So a couple years ago, started more so leaning into the stylist lane. So started styling my friends, giving them opinions and stuff, and then eventually moved into doing more serious client work over like the last year and a half. So that's currently where I'm at. Kind of put the camera down a little bit, more so creative directing, kind of help with building out concepts, and then on the stylist side, more so in the forefront.
I definitely feel like that's the foundation. Like, at least within the creative space, I think a lot of us enter from that spectrum, like whether it's videography or photography.
Yep.
But it really makes you well-rounded in terms of when you get to that point where, like, I don't necessarily want to be behind the camera no more. I would like to create or direct, but you understand the concepts of what a videographer, photographer going through, so you're not just like talking out the side of your neck when you're saying, hey, can you do this, can you do that? You actually understand what they have to do.
I think too, also, like, it gives you a different perspective because now you know what to look for, and like it's just easier to make things come together and be more cohesive.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think for me, videography helped me understand like what a good shot looks like, and that kind of is the way that I think about clothing.
Yes.
Is when I work with my clients, it's like what makes a good outfit, like what is that holistic view of it.
Yeah.
Everything matters. You know, when we're talking about like accessories and details, like everything literally matters.
Yes.
So when would you say like fashion started mattering to you? Like when did you like, when were you like, oh, I actually care about how I look? Or when you started was like, okay, I like playing around with outfits or different looks?
Yeah, so a little bit about like my background. I am the baby of the family. I have a 10-year-old sister that is 10 years older than me. And she grew up in that, based off of my age, she grew up in like that early 2000s era. So I always like watched my sister and how she dressed and stuff. And she was very stylish, early 2000s. So that's the small tops, the jeans, the Britney Spears era, like Aaliyah, that era of clothes. So that was like where I started to like pay more attention to fashion. I clearly was younger at the time, so I didn't fully like jump into like me thinking about fashion. But I think that's when I got interested in fashion and paying attention to the scene. I would say I more so started trying myself around like high school. I feel like it was like the real time where I tried to, since I had like more exposure to things, the internet is now like a lot bigger and like accessibility and things. I think that's when I really started to try. But in middle school and things, I remember there were times where I did care and like I tried different things. I remember like one example in middle school, I didn't grow up with that much money, and there was a time where we had to wear a uniform, and I was trying to like find like different ways to like differentiate my uniform and stuff. And I remember I bought like a pair of like Airwalks from like Payless. But this is like around the time where Vans were kind of starting to get cool. But also like I grew up around a lot of black people, so nobody's wearing Vans. So when I wear Airwalks, people are like, what the fuck are those? But they're kind of cool, and then people start wearing Airwalks. So I always like been thinking about it, but high school is probably when I really started to like merge into like finding my style and stuff.
I definitely feel like a lot of people's gateway into fashion is definitely an older family member, especially within close proximity. Like for me, I had my uncle, like he was in high school in the early 2000s, so I saw him like wearing a lot of the popular fashion. But for you, like Namina, since you're like your first generation, so you don't necessarily like I don't think you really had someone to.
Yeah, that wasn't the case for me. Like my family's from Gambia, so in West Africa, and like my older brother, he and I dressed completely different. Like I was that weird, I wouldn't say weird kid in school, but I would put stuff on and people were like, what is that? And then like a month later, I'd see everybody wearing it. And I'm like, okay, so y'all are talking about me, but I'm making good changes. So I like to thrift a lot. Like I would just find things I think people at first glance, like look at it and like, oh, that's ugly. But then you style it and it comes together and like, oh, okay, like you can pull it off. So I don't know. I think I got a lot of my inspiration from like people that I liked growing up, like watching celebrities that I felt connected to and like, oh, hey, they're wearing this. Like, how can I take that and like tailor it to be like more kid friendly?
I'm actually glad you brought that up, Namina. So like, Jay, who would you say were your inspirations either growing up as far as celebrities or even now? Like, who do you look to in terms of like looking for different things or looking at them and saying like, I like the way they wear it. Let me see if I can put my own spin on it or, you know, replicate what they're doing.
Yeah, I would say growing up, I was a big basketball fan. So Allen Iverson clearly was like an inspiration to me. Like just watching him try to be different, but also like fighting against what they didn't want an athlete to look like at the time.
He's the reason for the dress code.
Yeah, like he's literally the reason why the NBA has a dress code. So like following him was cool. Lil Wayne as well. because Lil Wayne has like his different eras of dressing and him trying to push the bar and him like rebelling kind of against the norm as well with somebody that I look to being from the South. And then like today, I find inspiration in a lot of different ways. I feel like there's people I follow like on social media that gives me inspiration, but I feel like I get a lot of inspiration now either from music or just like environments. Like when I go to create, a lot of times I start with like listening to like some of my favorite songs to just like get me in a certain mindset. And for me, that kind of like helps me start to like piece things together. So we'll probably talk a little bit about like the process, what that looks like, but I kind of start like a lot with just, I need to feel like in a place to create and like feel inspired.
Yes.
And it usually starts with like either the environments that I'm in, so sometimes I go on a walk or something, or like the music.
I definitely feel that because like, especially when I'm like, just like, thankfully we're going to Jamaica, so it's made me like buy clothes because we like, I just want some new stuff for the trip, but I've definitely been in like, I think I'll say like a creative drought. Like I've just not felt inspired, so I haven't bought anything, and I just haven't felt like thinking about putting an outfit together or anything like that. Like I'm constantly window shopping, like online window shopping and looking
all
like,
the time.
Yeah, I love this, but I don't ever buy it.
Window shopping, I'll be buying.
You said, hey, add
Purchase.
to cart.
Yeah, right. Add your facts, add to cart. But so with that, so you have your inspirations and you kind of like to lock in. What would you say your current uniform is at? And I know we're transitioning from season, so where were you at in the winter with your uniform? Like, what was your kind of go-to? And then what do you think you're anticipating for the spring and summer?
Yeah, so for me, in this past season, thinking about the winter, definitely was a big boot guy. Had some Bottega boots, so I wore them a lot. But for me, like, coming kind of like from the sneakerhead community, I know we lived in a space where like we would have our sneakers, but like kind of put them up. But I've kind of moved against that, and now I'm like I'm gonna wear all my stuff. So big boot guy, was wearing the hell out them damn boots, and I also was taking more of like a centralized color approach. So like full like gray, full black, full navy, just kind of like embracing like a classic wintertime color, but thinking through like what textures and patterns I can do inside of that color. So maybe like something leather here, cotton or suede at the top, just trying to think how I can like mix and match like different patterns and textures along with that solid color. That was the wave I was on for the winter time. Thinking about the spring, I'm seeing trends pop up that I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just trying
say that, because we're gonna talk about all the trends right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing like what's shaping up to be this spring, but I'm giving it some time. Like you said, I haven't really done a lot of shopping as of recently, because I'm kind of waiting around to see. But yeah, that's what I'm at right now.
Nice. I don't know. I just be buying stuff. If I find something that I like. I talk about Depop every single episode.
Same.
Y'all need to sponsor us because the amount of times I talk about you is ridiculous. But
Shirt from Depop.
See, listen, we love you, Depop. But yeah, if I find something and I'm like, okay, wow, I need this piece. I'm never gonna find this ever again anywhere else. Then I go ahead and purchase it. But like, I've been telling him too, like even just looking online to get stuff for our trip to Jamaica, like there's nothing that's been like, wow, like I need to have this.
And I feel like vacation shopping is always such like a niche way of shopping, because like you want things for the weather in which we live here, so we get good weather, but also like the things you want on vacation you kind of don't wear.
See, I was like, the only thing I would buy for this vacation trip is things that I know I would continue to wear in my closet. Like
smart.
I've been a lot more picky, and I think I touched on this in a couple episodes, but like I'm definitely picky about the stuff that I buy, because it's just like you start accumulating things and you're wasting money, and it's like, okay, this is pointless. Like now what am I going to do with this? But yeah, I think I found some cute pieces that I can incorporate into my closet.
I agree. The only like I did buy something very vacation-y. Like I bought a black pair and like a cream pair of like the linen pants. Like
okay, yeah.
but the way they fit, they're like super baggy, and like that's what's in right now. As well as we're going into the spring summer. It's gonna be warmer, so if I want to still wear baggy pants, that's probably gonna be the go-to option. The only thing I feel like I wouldn't necessarily wear back home is like, and not because it's bad, but it's like the Hawaiian shirt. Like I fully plan on wearing that in Jamaica, but it's just like it's a vibe. Like that shirt is
Right.
a vibe. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine wearing my linen pants with this like this green palm tree shirt
Where you
in the
going?
middle of Dallas. Like, you know what I mean? We're not near water, near
No.
no tropical. Like, but I will wear it again if we go out to like LA
Miami.
or
Right.
Miami or something like that. So it's definitely a situational shirt, but it's definitely something that's like going to be on ice when we come back here. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just because the context doesn't necessarily make sense for the city.
Yes.
But I guess, well, I guess for your for the wintertime, where you were super cozy this winter, like
Yeah, which
body
is-
by Raisin Tracy was getting all your little coins because
I
you was
know.
locked in for the cold weather with them.
Yeah, I love Body by Raven Tracy. I talk about this brand all the time, but like I love that she makes things for tall women because like it's so hard. You go shopping online, and you're like, you look and the model's like 5'5", and I'm like, well, I know that's not gonna fit me.
Right.
But she herself is also tall, and the things that she makes are like the quality is good, the price point is perfect, and they actually sent me 2 pieces as a gift because. I don't know, I made this video on my Instagram story and they liked it so much. They're like, hey, we want to send you a care package. And I just thought that was like, I don't know, they just meant the world to me because I just really stand by that brand and I talk about them a lot. And so, yeah, I've been trying to be more cozy, which is different for me because normally in the wintertime, I don't know, I'm just very out there with my style, but
The layers, it's
Yeah.
the layers. You can get weird.
yeah.
You can get weird in the wintertime.
Real freaky.
exactly.
Yeah. See, this is the second part. It was like, yeah, you should. Sometimes you just got to get freaky with the clothes. Like,
For
I didn't
real.
even know that was like a saying, but then like Bray was saying it, and I was like, oh, maybe that's just his lingo. But then you also saying, I'm like,
I think
what
that's
am I
just
missing?
like I think that's just a fashion person
Yeah.
thing, as
Yeah.
well as like when we was in college, like,
So I'm
hey,
just not
that
in
outfit
it.
freaky, like, hey,
Oh, yeah, you freaked that.
yeah, you
Yeah.
freak that, or like also like strolling, like freaking, yeah. So I guess it's just like natural
Exactly. A
vernacular.
nice bubble coat, Body by Raven Tracy, nice t-shirt, sweatpants, sneaker. Like, I'm good to go.
You can't even wear a real T-shirt with the Body by Raven Tracy because it's like
No,
crop.
I'm
it's
not
like
saying with
the
that.
with the I'm about to say
No,
because it's
no,
like
no,
a little crop hoodie,
No,
like.
now she cute. Show off a little body. That's what it's called.
How did you find that, Brian?
Dang, it was like 2020. I think I was just scrolling on Instagram and I saw like an ad pop up. And I was like, wow, like her stuff is really cute. I'd been looking for loungewear, couldn't find anything that was long enough for me. And I kept seeing a lot of girls in the comments like, wow, thank you for like making this. Like it actually fits me. I'm 5'10", I'm 5'11". So I was like, oh, perfect. So I just bought one piece. I bought her Body Basics. She has like a little crop top, has a little hoodie and like a fitted pant jegging. And I was sold ever since then. So I've just been, every time she drops something, I purchase.
The crazy thing is like how with fashion or just with the creative community, your introduction to people is can be completely different depending on who you are. Like
Yeah.
you said, you found her like online, like, you know, naturally scrolling and all of that. But like I remember it jogged my memory because you said, oh, I got this Body by Rafe and Tracy stuff, and I was like, oh, you sent it to me, and then I went to our page and I was like, oh, this is the girl. She was like, I think she was engaged to Ian Connor at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and now that's what I remember.
He Diddy's son now. He's so cute.
Oh, wow, again.
Yeah, like I didn't even know that, but like that was my intro because I think I want to say she might have modeled for one of the brands like Ian was starting at the time before like I think he went to jail like right around the time.
Ian Connor.
Crazy.
Don't shoot me on this, but
No.
who was Ian Connor? Is he a
He was like a
boxer?
He was like a.
Nah, he's like
Yikes, my bad.
He's like initially in Kanye's camp as like a
Ian
kind
Connor.
of behind the scenes.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's short, kind of, right?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you're talking about.
he's like in terms of fashion, like he's like the guy behind the scenes a lot of the time. Like a lot of your favorite rappers, he probably introduced them to certain niche brands and things like that, or
Got you.
he was like their stylist. I think he might have been a stylist for like Playboy Cardi at one point.
Right.
Wasn't he like friends with like the ASAP?
Yeah, he's like
group?
Yeah.
at one point in time he was an ASAP affiliate. I don't know if that's
Probably
still,
helping like creative directing stuff too behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
Yeah.
like so doing a lot of that stuff. At one point in time, he was bringing back Kanye's old brand, Pastel.
I think we watched a YouTube video about
Yeah,
him. Okay,
yeah.
now it's coming back to me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I said you were a boxer.
And then what was what's his other? I can't remember the name of his other brand. Or he did Revenge. He did Revenge, the Revenge Storm, like the shoes that look like Vans, but they have like a lightning bolt on them. he did those, and then
I saw he's working on something now too.
Yeah.
Well, like a separate brand.
Yeah, and or I can't remember the name of it. It's Yachty was wearing it at one point in time. It starts with it's like BJ, is it Bjork or something like that, or it's something weird. But that's pretty much. But changing on Ian Connor. But yeah, that's how I got introduced to Raven Tracy. We've kind of talked a lot about inspirations and things like that, and like where we're getting our ideas from. But do you have any, when you're looking back, do you have any like fashion regrets?
Oh yeah, I feel like since fashion like evolved so much, I definitely can think of fashion regrets. One specifically, and you've seen this photo.
I'm probably on my phone right now.
Yeah, pull it up. No, when we post this, you have to
just
put
say
a
what
clip
it
of
is.
the
Okay. Yeah, say what it is because I feel like I know what it
picture
is.
in the side so we can.
You remember
have a
freshman
reference.
year, the top?
Yeah,
gun?
I knew it was gonna be the Top Gun. I knew it, I got to talk about it, bro.
I need to see the picture.
It was just a time, bro. Like it had to be a picture from like 2013. Like it was prior to it was either like freshman year or like that summer or your senior year. Because I feel like I didn't see you wear that, but like it made sense at the time.
Yeah.
It was a Top Gun, like like Tom Cruise Top Gun sweatshirt. So it had like navy blue sweatshirt with the Top Gun logo.
Which the crew neck wasn't too bad.
Yeah, the crew neck wasn't bad.
That could probably fly.
He could probably wear that now. I wouldn't mind that now.
Yeah.
Then I want to say he had on like, were they like Aztec print joggers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Like, you remember the time when Aztec print was hot?
I never liked Aztec print. I
But
thought it was tacky.
This straight Route 21.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
The Aztec jogger, straight Route 21.
Route 21. And then I want to say you had some J's on.
I had some 10s on.
Yeah,
Infrared 10s on. I remember the exact fit.
The outfit was just so 2013. Like, it was just so
yeah.
of the time. Like in that moment, it wasn't a bad fit, but everything about it, like if you look at it, it's like a time capsule. Like the pose he was doing, like it was the.
What's the pose?
It was like this, and it might have been.
I guess I'm here.
Yeah, like yes, I definitely was scrolling through my phone the other day, and I got so weak because I saw that picture.
No, for real. That's.
Please show me after we.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely show you that picture after.
Put it in like the swipe.
Yeah,
the video.
hey, facts, like that.
I give approval.
That
Thank you.
that one. So I'm trying to think. Like, I'll say a lot of my fashion regrets were probably during, like that 2013 to 2015 pocket. Like it was really 2010 to 2013, 14 when fashion was super weird. Just because the music at that time was like that futuristic, like oh my god Usher era.
Those big block shapes.
Yeah, like we were like 2008 through 2013, I'll say, was really weird for fashion because like 2008, that was like Kanye graduation era. So that's when things got super futuristic, and then right after that was 808s and Heartbreak. So it was like nerdy swag. So that them two mixed together, then you had the jerking movement.
Right, I was gonna say Cali niggas.
Yeah, like all of that all coming together at one time. The fashion just got weird. Like Bray said last episode, like wearing the foxtails and like
Yeah.
the jeans kept getting skinnier.
People were just super expressive.
I can think of like music videos around that time, and I remember fits in those videos, and they were trash too.
Yeah, they were really bad. At the time, they were like, wow, that looks so good. And then looking back 10 years later, you're like, yikes. Please delete all of those pictures.
Like I'm just thinking about it. Like you do a full Canadian tuxedo. Like so you go skinny light denim,
Skinny.
Then you go. Then you got the
squat,
matching. Then you got the
no
matching
pants.
jean jacket. Then you probably got a flannel up under it. And then you got on
And
a
the color-
snapback.
the color jeans.
The color skinny.
Oh my God, yeah, I remember
Man.
those. I had a
Snapback.
red pair.
Then you got a pair.
Fat ass snapback.
Then you got a pair of flat bill. Then you got on a pair of Vans, J's, Nike SBs. Like that was hot at the time. Then you probably throw a little foxtail or something on, and that was your.
You got Wiz during that era.
Oh, the blonde patch.
Yeah, got us in Chucks with crew socks.
I'll wear that now. Hey, I've been looking for a good pair of camo shorts. A good pair of camo shorts.
I mean, I love
It's
shorts.
harder to find than it seems. I've been looking for a pair too.
You gotta thrift those.
Or they're expensive. Like I was looking because what I'm learning now, I was asleep back then. I wasn't asleep, but I didn't realize they would age so well. All the American Eagle and Hollister, like their cargo pants and shorts. If you get online, like I'm like, these are like legit perfect.
I got a pair of American Eagle cargos. I had to get them tapered a little bit because they was crazy. But yeah, you gotta hold on to clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, like going back now, and they're still like back then going to the mall. Like my mom never bought me American Eagle or anything like that. Like I remember at one point in time, the first time I ever had like Hollister, it was like I saved up my little money and I bought the little sweatsuit, put on a denim jacket over that with a pair of, oh, that was a crazy fit. But thinking back then, like I never bought that, like I never got bought that stuff because it was expensive. And even now, like the price still hold up. Like for some vintage, like American Eagle, like Hollister, it's
Abercrombie and Fitch.
It's still like a pair of pants. Still like they're charging $70.
I still don't shop there. I'm like, ooh, it's a little too much for me.
I haven't seen a Abercrombie or a Hollister store in so long. Like with my own eyes. You remember how dark the Abercrombie store used to be on the inside?
It did.
They still have them in Huntsville. When I went back home for my travel assignment, I went to the mall and I was like, wow.
They in the Galleria too. Well,
smell them before you get to that.
They opened up a Abercrombie and Fitch store in North Park now. So they must still be getting money if they just opened up a store.
That's
the
true.
crazy thing is, I don't like.
You don't see people wearing it. It could be the younger kids.
But even with the younger kids, like, well, I'm also not in like I don't know about y'all, but like I went to predominantly white like high schools. So like I remember like the demographic that was wearing it. Or same with middle schools and stuff like that. I just don't see kids like when I'm out and about. I just don't see middle schoolers, high schoolers wearing it. They're wearing streetwear.
I've actually been in an Abercrombie store recently, and I will say they have gone with the times. And I feel like that was a big like disconnect of brands not like adapting with the time. And it's not even just being trendy, but it's like keep like working with cool like creative directors and stuff who can like actually give you a vision for a collection. And like when I went in there, I was actually thoroughly surprised. Like, oh, and it's more like on the basics side. You know, we kind of think about things we can have for longevity purposes. But I was actually pretty impressed with some of the pieces they had in there. I ain't buying nothing, but it looked good. Like it looked like cohesive like collections of clothes, and it looked like, oh, I could buy that and wear that for a good bit of time.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And I think the biggest thing is they stopped branding their stuff so much.
Yeah,
that was the biggest
big
piece.
logo.
Hollister, Aeropostale, all that. It was so heavily branded. Like even if it was a nice piece, it was like, well, now everybody know I got on an
Aeropostale shirt. Yeah, like Abercrombie shirt. Like if thinking about it now, like even if you look at their jackets, like all the Abercrombie jackets from back in the day, really well, like those were they had the least amount of branding on it, and they were all like, I would wear a lot of them now because they were like all military style jackets, right. And they were like, and I was like, they actually keep people warm too, like they was thick, double layered. But that's actually crazy how trends will go, and like you said, like using creative directors. Like I remember one point in time, ASAP was like one of the, like he was a temporary creative director for like PacSun. So they did like little stuff like that. Yeah, like, and I remember they gave him a whole collection more so, and it wasn't. It's really weird how they define it because they say they're like a creative director of the brand, but you more so see them just do like a small capsule collection and then they go on about their business. It's not like they're there like, we need to revamp all the stuff you're selling in the stores and let's look at all this.
We're thinking through like 2 years down the line, what's coming down the pipeline. They don't usually get that much.
Yeah, like when the same with like not even just with clothes. Like I remember one point in time, the clip is always so funny because it's like that Kanye clip and it's like Lady Gaga's like the creative director of Polaroid. like what you know about cameras?
I love some Gaga songs.
Right, but it's just like
what she know about Polaroid?
Right, like. It makes you wonder, like, what did she do? Was she there just to like attend events and say like I'm the creative director, or the same with like at one point in time Alicia Keys was the creative director for BlackBerry?
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I knew that. No.
Yeah, and it was just like when it like I was so young, but when it happened, I was just like, I don't get it. Like I simply don't get it. Like I don't understand how this will make y'all sell more Blackberries. Like
I think just because the name Alicia Keys is attached to it, that'll make people like, oh, now I want a BlackBerry.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm not saying Alicia Keys isn't a huge artist, but it's also like, she ain't got no Navy. Like, she ain't got no Beehive. Like, it wasn't like people were going to flock in droves to buy Blackberries because Alicia, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make sense.
Alicia Keys had that Blackberry.
I love you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we love you. Great performance at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Hey,
came out with that piano.
Facts. Yeah, she was killing it.
She got a little gripped up, but yeah.
Yeah, Usher was tripping.
What's gripped up?
Usher was tripping.
He touched her?
You watched the Super Bowl?
You didn't see
You didn't see him grinding up on her?
Oh, no, I didn't see all of that.
Yeah, you was on your phone. Yeah, she was.
I was not on my phone. I think I was trying to eat.
More important.
Not me stuffing my face.
But so now we just want to get into more so the styling side of things, more so understanding your vision around styling and how you go about it with your clients. I guess what made you decide you want to become a stylist? Like, what made you make that transition from all the other creative endeavors you were doing into styling?
Yeah, I feel like it was something that I do naturally. And I think the process around it is something that I could really like leverage and like rinse and repeat. And I also just enjoy like making people feel good. Like that feeling of I'll put something together, somebody puts it on, and they go out and like they come back and like, oh, like I got so many compliments off of that. Or just the personal satisfaction that they put it on, they feel good. You know, you feel good, you work good, you look good. So yeah, that's why I wanted to just like more so hop into it like 2 feet down and get into the mix. So
Nice. Okay. Well, how do you go about styling your clients? My bad.
yeah, so usually start with introduction call. I think it's important as a stylist to like build a relationship because at times people definitely come to me with aspirations of certain things and I think building that relationship is important so I can be like honest with them and they can also like trust me. So I always start with just pure relationship building, like an intro call, talking to them about, you know, what's their vision, what are they currently comfortable in, what do they aspire to be, and maybe like try to pick at like their weaknesses or points where they feel like they want to like improve at. And then from there, usually from my process is really just starting like my personal styling process, which is I always start with a statement piece. So when I'm thinking about an outfit, I always go statement first and then see how I can like build around that. At times when I'm styling, I get like a lot of different aspirations from the person. So usually try to think through in a way thinking about like things about how can they feel comfortable in what they have on, make sure it's like of the event or of the vacation of whatever that purpose is, and just try to like hone in on that. So for me, it's some research to make sure like I'm staying like in line with things. For example, styling somebody for like a TV reunion show. Like I had to kind of go do my research and maybe I ain't watched the TV show before, so I need to go watch the show to see how people be dressing and stuff like that. So just making sure I'm like putting my best foot forward, like researching, and then from there utilizing like a statement piece and then trying to build around that to like tell that story. So
I'm glad you brought up like, I guess, setting expectations with your client, especially like when they have a vision in their head and you're like, this might not necessarily work. But I guess when you're styling, how much of it is what they want to do, and then how much of it is like your own personal style? Like, I think this will look great on this person, so let's try to put them in it.
Yeah, it's definitely a balance. I would say a lot of times the clients that I've had the opportunity to work with now kind of like fully trust me. So if I try to push them in a direction, I think they're comfortable with it. But that also comes with me understanding their style and things that they like and things that they dislike. So I don't try to push them in a way that might make them feel uncomfortable. Like if a woman says she don't like skirts,
don't put me in a skirt.
Don't put her in a skirt. But also questioning, why don't you like skirts?
Yeah.
To get an understanding. It could be something personal. It could be something that's minor. Like maybe she just hasn't found a skirt that fits her the way that she would like a skirt to fit her.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something where she don't like the way her legs look. So maybe I wouldn't show off her legs that much, but could maybe do like a longer skirt. So it's not always just taking what they say like at face value, but it's also like pushing back on it to try to get an understanding of XYZ, and then I can leverage that. And
then understanding like their body type, because I think sometimes people want to put things on and they think it's cute, and then it's like it doesn't fit them the way that they'd like, so they're just like, I'm never gonna wear this ever again. But depending on the shape and the style of the piece, I think they can get away with wearing it. It just needs to be tailored to like their specific body type. So I know that could have some difficulties when people are like, oh, I want to wear this, but
yeah, and I think that's where like me and you relate. on the opposite ends of the spectrum where like you're like a taller girl, I'm like a shorter man. So like at times I take that into account about the way that pieces fit on different body types, different heights, to make sure like that it looks right, like for the body type, but and also like they feel comfortable.
Yes, agreed.
So yeah, with me, I had to get like a lot of my clothes like altered because I'm short. I want things to fit a certain way, so I can't just go buy something off a rack and it just fit me right. I ain't built like that. I wish.
I ain't gonna cap. There ain't nothing worse than like putting a whole outfit together and you be like, this is gonna fucking hit, and then you get it and it's like it don't fit right, like it don't fit how you thought in your head, and you just be like, you just want to throw it all away, like especially if you didn't like account for, like you said, you got to teach your stuff tailored. Like if you didn't account for, oh, I'm gonna have to go get this tailored, like you ordered it and it's like a week before whatever event you got, and you might have to go out of town and whatever, and then you just like, there's so many times that I done got pants and I'm like, I want them to sit a certain way and I gotta like, you can't tell, but I'm wearing them just by my belly button because I want them to be like, I want them to fall on my leg. Waters. Like, nah, because I want them, it's because if I wear them at my waist, they're way too baggy and there's a break in them. So then it looks weird.
I cuff my pants all the time.
Cuffing them, or like them, what's the brand? We both got a pair of their pants.
I feel like that's a stripe on the side.
GV Gallery?
Yeah, GV Gallery. Like them pants, like that first run, like the green pair I got that I wore to Vegas, they're so long. Like I had to fold them, I had to pull them up, and then the second pair they dropped, like they fit perfect. But just an example, like
those are flyaway pants. The ones with the little tabs on the side.
They're like the Uncle Leon.
Yeah,
pants.
the green. They look like Adidas pants, but they're like green. Like,
I know what you're talking about with the white stripes down there.
With the white stripes. It's just like, even now, like because they're so long, like I looked at the back of like the heel part of them the other day. They're like starting to get fuzzy because you might be dragging it. I'm like, this ain't nothing you can do about it either.
You just tailor it.
You can, but at the same time, it's like the way they made them, like they're already like perfectly creased and everything like that. So it's like, and also they have like a zipper at the bottom, so it's like you can't get.
Now you run into
you run into that, and then at the top it's like, do you tell them like, how do you get that tailored?
Take some off the top.
Take some, like, can you take a little bit off the top, like like I don't know how you go about even doing that.
No,
but that's the part of fashion though. Like sometimes you just gotta finesse it.
Yes.
Like this belt I got on right now, I got my shirt tucked in on one side, so the belt's on this side. But this belt big as hell. Like this belt is tucked in my pocket.
Nobody would ever know.
You wouldn't even know that.
This belt tucked in my pocket right now.
This belt is literally tucked in my pocket. I can't even use it, but hey, you gotta finesse fashion.
Yes.
Get them looks off accessories. Sometimes you gotta finesse it.
Speaking of that, like, what are the difficulties that you find with styling other people?
Man. Well.
Deep sigh.
He was like, let me pull up my Rolodex. Like,
I've been waiting to talk about this all my life.
I would say, ironically, the majority of people that I've styled so far have been women. And with women comes a lot of different things. The way it fits, I would say certain looks might not fit into a certain budget at times. Sometimes it's hard to find like a specific look within a budget, and sometimes them budgets be tight.
So I'll definitely say that it's not necessarily we do it as heavy as you know what I mean? Like we don't have like a book of clients, but our friends know that we're stylists, so they ask us from time to time to style them.
Right.
And then sometimes just like, brother, sister, you giving me an impossible budget.
$50 budget to find a top, pants, shoes, and accessories, girl.
Come on, man.
For a woman, like for the most part,
that's
y'all stuff is cheap.
Hard.
Like stuff is like y'all can find
the shoes be $50 itself.
and so it's like you got to work with me here, like
no, for real. And then on that point as well, with me at times I get reached out so late in the game, so it's the time. We live in the era of pre-orders and
nothing comes on time.
Like there's rarely places that have overnight or 1 day, 2 day shipping. At times we're already like minimum like 3 business days.
I would always say, like, working with a client, like if you have a specific event, if you want the best possible outcome, you got to give me like 2 months in advance.
To be honest.
To be totally honest, so we can look for stuff and then you can order it, and like we can go through the whole, I send you something, you say no, I send you something else, you finally say yes, do all of that, and then you order it, and then you have to take into account, you get it, you might have to get it tailored depending on your body type, like like even if someone comes to me and say I got something to do in a month or 3 weeks, I already know right then it's like we only gonna be able to get something from ASOS. We gonna have to, like, if we're a woman, it's like I hate doing it, but it's like we gonna have to use Shein or whatever.
I don't feel like that though, because a lot of places you can get your pieces in like 5 days.
You can, but it's just like you're still, like I'm saying, in the thinking about everything, like what if you get it and it doesn't fit right, and all of these different things that
you shouldn't have waited so long to tell me.
Exactly. Like so like I just think those are the most difficult parts, and like you might be able to find a little bit of grace working through like people that sell secondhand clothes, like eBay. You can usually get your stuff within 5 days if you find it and pay for it quick enough. The same with your Depop's or Grailed, but I feel like it's harder with Depop and Grail because it don't tell you when they gonna ship it.
I mean, Depop, you can message the person. Like I've done this before.
Sometime, though.
Yeah. Really? Everybody, at least the people that I have paid, like bought through, like the girls are so sweet. I'm like, hey, I'm going out of town this day, and it may be like 2 weeks. And I'm like, hey, I see your shipping is like in 5 days. Do you think you could send that to me early? And they're like, yeah, I can do that. People have upgraded my shipping to Express and don't even charge me anything. And I'm like,
I think I ghosted before.
Wow.
After a purchase, had to go the
they
whole
never
support
sent
route.
You?
Had to go the whole support route.
I've never had issues on Depop.
I would say rare occurrence.
Yes.
But I definitely got ghosted.
But it's just when you're dealing, like, I think this one of those, I won't say they're in their infancy, but like just the way they operate, like Grail, Depop, yeah, you can be like a 5-star seller and all these things, but it just doesn't necessarily give you the information to make like super informed decisions sometimes. Like, like it doesn't say, oh, if you order today, you'll get it between these times. Like when I'm on eBay, every person, you can check what their seller history is like, what their rating is, and it'll tell you if you buy it now, you'll get it between these times. And it's very rare it's very rare that it falls outside of those. And if it does, eBay is super cool about like either getting you your money back, or the people are usually pretty kind about it.
Yeah.
The same with like, I don't know about on Depop or Grail, but like, does it tell you when people are away?
Yeah, some people, like, you can set your profile to away, or like most people put like, hey, I only ship Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, or like I ship I ship every 3 days or something. Like this is my schedule. So I don't know. I think it just depends.
How often you hit Depop?
Like buying something or just like searching?
Just looking.
Just looking, like every day.
Like I said, man, hey, eBay and Grail before bed, that's when you find your best stuff. Like,
man, what?
Them random searches, like sometimes I'll just be like when people be doing their like, you see someone pick up their phone, they'll be like, okay, they get on Twitter, Instagram, and then TikTok for a little bit, and then they get off. Like mine is like, I might check Twitter, Instagram, and then my last one was like, let me hop on eBay real quick.
Mine's Pinterest and Depop.
Like little 5-minute eBay sesh, like see what, and then I have my saved searches, and like with my saved searches, it tells me when new stuff has been added. It's always been added. So I'm like, oh, I got some new stuff to look at. Let's see what's going on. And that's truly how you find the best stuff. It's just like figuring out what you want, locking in on it, and then just constantly searching whenever like new stuff gets posted. Because when you first in, like that's the easiest way to get something going. As well as like people don't search. I've learned that people just don't be searching eBay every day like we might, or whatever app we would prefer.
No.
So
yeah, you got to exhaust the resources. I remember in college, before I left, I used Facebook Marketplace and found that Carhartt jacket, and it was on there for $50, brand new. And I had to meet up with some dude. It was you know Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
With some dude at work, but he brung it, and I was like, damn, this motherfucker in perfect condition. $50 exchange.
They don't know what they're selling. A lot of people that aren't into fashion, they're like, oh, just let this go for $20. Meanwhile, this piece worth $2,000 online. Like, I will take it.
The funny thing is, you say that is like, Facebook Marketplace really is the jug, but it's just so sketchy.
It is.
Like it's one of the things
it's like Craigslist.
Them two just so sketchy, because it's like you can find some gems and I'm sure like all the people are cool or whatever. It's just like having to physically meet up with somebody, and it's like you can't. You met up with the dude at work, so it's like it's a little bit safer. It's like you're not gonna do nothing crazy at work. At least I hope not. But like for the most part, it's like you got to schedule with the person. Like, hey, can we meet in this Walmart parking lot? To, and do it's just all weird. Or anytime like I feel like I've bought anything off of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. I've always had like, hey, bro, can you come with me while I go pick this up? Like, I don't ever do none of that solo.
Bring weapons. Just
like,
in case.
If you think about it, like, even when we were selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, like, people pull up to our parking deck, but it would be always the both of us together. It wasn't like, I never went down by myself to drop nothing off or anything like that. It was just always, even with our parking garage, like there's surveillance cameras and all of this different stuff. It's just like,
don't matter.
You don't know people. Like it's just weird. Like Facebook is a weird place. Craigslist is a weird place.
Right.
So I guess what can we actually, what is your favorite part about styling others? Like, I know you've talked about, like, I know you might say making people feel good, but I guess just talk me through that entire process of, like, really what is your favorite part? What have you noticed through your journey about what you love doing about it?
Yeah, I think the beauty of it all, even just thinking back to like videography and stuff as well, just saying like the full vision come together, to be approached and for somebody to like trust me with putting them in a look for, you know, big moments in life, big press events, things like that. It's a good feeling to have, just personally, like, oh wow, like that's a lot of trust and that's a lot, like a big ask. But I like it's really about like the journey of it all. It's like the research behind it. It's finding this piece, and like it's beauty to the madness for sure to like pull it all together, especially like when you think about different timelines and things. But yeah, it's the journey and the process of putting it all together and then like actually seeing it like to fruition when you actually see that final product, when they try it on behind the scenes before. And I like that process too, as well as like seeing the try on like before it's like the women have on the makeup and everything like that. This behind the scenes, that's always like cool to see, because she like, I got that shit.
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I know that's right.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I just really like enjoy like the relationship part of it, like building, making new friends, people that just, well, even outside of the business, that then just like trust me and can like talk to me and things about that. Like it's a service business, and like that's a big piece of it. It's the clientele and like building those relationships.
I'm glad you recognize that too, like that it is indeed a service business, just because a lot of like this day and age with entrepreneurs, especially I feel like within our community, like especially within the Black community, people lose sight of a lot of the things they're providing are a service. It's not like necessarily like a physical good or a commodity. They don't come and you give them something and then they just leave. It's a whole experience, from hair, nails, styling, all of these different things. And I think that's one especially within our community, like we're seeing a lot of like, I guess like horror stories around like within the service entrepreneur aspect.
Especially about the hair.
Terrible.
Yeah, it just be terrible, because I think people lose sight of, this is a service that you're providing to someone. So it's a lot more than you giving them a hairstyle, a lot more than you sending them outfits. It's a whole process. You want to make people feel good. I don't want to say I don't believe this is true, but you know, like the customer is always right type of aspect. Like, of course, as a person, you don't like tolerate disrespect from a client or anything like that, but it's a certain level of presentation and like things like that go into it. So it's good that you already recognize like this is a service like that you're providing to someone, and you always want to make them feel good about themselves and things like that. You don't want them to leave with a bad experience, or for someone to say they got cheated or they didn't get their money's worth or anything like that, to say like, man, I had to meet up with Jay and to go shopping, and he had me waiting for an hour and a half, and then when he finally came, he rushed me, like you know what I mean, like all of those sort of things. So it's good that you're already recognizing that going in.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, there's definitely like things you can do to like help. And I think the biggest piece is communication. Like when I work with clients, I pretty much over communicate until like, or kind of get to understand up front, like how hands-on do you want to be in this process? Because I've worked with people that it's like, they kind of want to work with me while I'm like styling. So like, oh, like they want to see this piece before I like put it fully together. So it's kind of like working through that. But I think communication is the biggest piece. Like how can I get feedback on this? Talking through about like timelines. How do we want to go about like ordering at times? Certain clients, like I actually like order for them, and then we meet up and then try it all on there. Sometimes I send it directly to them if they're not local. But all that comes back to communicating, like being open with the communication. It should be a two-way street and open to like feedback and just like improving the process.
Yes, I agree. So what can we look forward to seeing from you short term and like long term?
Yeah, so short term, I definitely want to continue on the content journey. I think styling is going well so far, but me improving on my personal brand, putting out more content consistently. Consistency is the word, right? That's that word right there.
It's hard, man. That's so hard.
That's the word, yeah.
Especially when you lacking motivation, it's hard.
Yeah, whenever I'm out with him and he has on a fit, I'm like, let me take your pictures. Because I know if it's up to him, he's not going to do it.
He need that. No, for sure. Like,
turn here, babe. Let's go over here.
Everybody needs a content friend, like, for sure. Like, somebody's like, all right, bro, like, yo ass ain't shot nothing in a minute. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it. So yeah, more content for sure, and in that, like, differentiating my content. So like currently I've been doing like a lot of like fit reels and stuff, but definitely just more like educational content. So I am a stylist, so I do think there's content I can put out that's more like educational, and I think that'll help like building my brand because people will come back and can actually like get something from my page.
I agree.
In the long term, continuing to like grow the brand, hopefully get opportunities to do like more like high-end styling, so like more like larger campaigns instead of just like personal styling, working with different brands and groups, and hopefully like, you know, from building my personal brand, start to get opportunities for like partnerships and collaborations.
Yes, and even like I do a lot of shoots. I know a lot of creatives too. Like I know they're looking for a stylist, but like point them in your direction, or you can come on sets with me and like you could style me too and like my friends and stuff. That'd be cool.
Great, yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, I think meet new people.
Yeah, I think it's always about like, what I always think about is like, if my friends are doing like good work, how can I help them? Like, how can I always put a word in for you, however that works. Like, I'm always down for that.
We appreciate that.
So you already know, just going all over my page, regardless of me, just in general. In this podcast, y'all been killing it. So
Thank you. That's the thing. Consistency. We're trying to be more consistent this year, so we're hoping to grow our page and just like appreciate you being here today and talking with us.
Yeah. What are the long-term goals of the podcast?
So
we definitely talked about wanting to like do a live podcast at like a fashion show.
Like like definitely that. I would love to have, like she said, live podcast at a fashion show. Just have different designers like drop in with us and like talk about what they're presenting for the show and stuff like that. You remember that that fashion show we went to? I think it was last
Emerge?
year. Was it? No, not the Emerge. Not the Emerge one. The one before that, where I had the thermal ski mask.
Yep.
That one, like
high end.
Yeah, the high end one. I would love to do something like that there because they have a lot of vendors and things like that. So that would be cool to just have people stop by
and to interview them. Like, what are you selling? Who are you? What do you do?
That as well as just doing like, I would love to be able to like do a live a mobile or live podcast from like just different creative spaces. Like if we were able to do one at the museum or something like that, like the art museum, that'd be cool. Like if we just have that as a space, like as a backdrop for one of our pods, especially with a special guest. And then, you know, consistency, brand sponsorships, and just putting ourselves out there continuously, and, you know, more guests, bigger guests. Not to say you're not a big guest, my guy, but like, you know, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You're saying, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, continuing to expand the brand, you know, just that consistency piece.
Yes.
Our last podcast was our biggest one so far, so we just want to keep going up from there.
Yes.
So hopefully this one is even bigger, so everyone's got to really tap in, you know what I'm saying? Smash that like button and all that good stuff.
We need 2,000 likes.
I know that's right.
Yeah, 2,000. Yeah, man, 2,000 likes, all that. Well, we ain't gonna drop another one. You know, we got to do one of them. Like 2,000 likes if you want the next video.
Yeah, okay.
But before we get out of here, we kind of just want to do a little bit of open format just to discuss current trends in your opinion on the fashion industry as of today. I saved this for earlier and I want to bring it up. So me and Amina were talking about this either this morning or last night. Usually I feel like I'm pretty on top of trends. Not that I go out my way to dress like them or pay attention to them, but right now I just feel like I don't really necessarily see where fashion is going right now for the summer. I feel like we're still in a holding pattern
Right.
from the
It's
winter.
always like that in the springtime.
Yeah.
Like this is like a transition. Like it's still kind of cold. You need like winter clothes, but then it's not hot enough to wear like summery spring stuff. And like I don't know. I think everybody's just trying to figure out what do I want to do for my brand, and it's
And all I
very
feel
confusing.
like all the statement, like right now, all the statement pieces I've seen right now are warm statement pieces. Like people wearing the like the big fur, like the furry trapper hats, like the Ushanka hats, like the Russian caps. Like that's very winter. Like
that's not gonna work in summer.
Like
in
big,
Texas.
Yeah, like big baggy pants. Like that's boots. Like you know the baggy pants with the Timbs, like the Yachty fit. Like that's still very much so hot right now. So I don't, and also so hot in Texas. Like I don't even know. Like in my mind, the only thing I've been searching for is just like a lot of vintage like sportswear, but like not necessarily like basketball, football, or anything like that. I'm doing like, I've been thinking like old cycling, surfing, and all like vintage stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. I just haven't been online to see, or I haven't seen anything online that's saying this is what everybody's about to be wearing the next couple of months and stuff like that. And usually I feel like I'm kind of ahead on the trends.
Yeah.
I agree. I also think that just kind of comes with us being more defined in our personal style, that we're not necessarily like looking for trends anymore.
No.
We're looking for like things that we want to keep in our closet long term, things that gives us more value than like just spending the quick dollar. So I kind of agree as well. And also like follow, you know, we all follow like different pages, but like League Fits, I always like to see like what are current stylists putting like athletes in. And it doesn't really seem like there's any trendy direction there as well.
It's all personal. It's very much personal.
Personal, yeah.
Like especially like seeing what like Tyrese Halliburton been wearing. Like it's just like he's the Tyler Creator of basketball right now.
I don't know any of these people.
Fair, because you don't like watch NBA like basketball like that. But if I shown you like some Tyrese Halliburton fits, you would be like. You would either, I feel like one, you would get a little weak, but at the same time, you would see like what I'm saying. You would see where I'm coming from if I said like he's like the Tyler the Creator of basketball right now, just because he dresses kind of old timey, but you know makes it.
Is he a current basketball player? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was an all-star this year.
Maybe he just likes suits.
Yeah, but it's just the way he like he just be looking cartoony sometimes. It's just funny because
how they put the pieces together.
Oh,
that's a little weird.
And also when you see an NBA player in like high fashion or just something outside the norm, it just looks kind of funny because also they're all tall. Like they're all above 6'2" for the most part.
Yeah.
Like for like when he was mentioning like Allen Iverson earlier. Allen Iverson, he was 6 foot, so like he was still tall for the most part, but he's on the short side for an NBA player.
Right.
So when he was wearing stuff, I feel like it was a little bit more relatable, but also he was a small guy in NBA standards wearing really baggy clothes, so everybody could do that.
They called him a thug.
They did that. Like, he said like he was definitely like a medium, but he was wearing like double, triple XL, like everything.
Then he had a lot of tattoos, so
jewelry. Understand.
He looked like a rapper. He looked like a rapper at the time.
When y'all were talking about like, they set like a dress code because of him, I was like, well, damn, what about Dennis Rodman? Like he was, wore a wedding dress, like. But
that, like, it wasn't like he was showing up to the game in the wedding dress. Like he was wearing the baggy clothes in the press conference. Like he looked like a rapper in the press conference. Dennis Rodman, he was weird outside of basketball.
Got you. I was like, if he's dressing like that before the game, like, why is
it? And also in the 90s, it was like for the most part, you wore a suit to the game, or I feel like you wore a suit to the game, or a lot of them just wore warm ups. It wasn't like a lot of crazy personal style. Like like the baggy clothes was. It was baggy, but it wasn't like rapper baggy. Like I'm thinking 90s baggy was like if you wore a sweater, you wore like a pair of baggy pants and some Timbs, and that was a swag, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But Allen Iverson, it was baggy sweatsuit, hat cocked to the side, chains on, bracelets on, earrings, big watch, like all of that. So
people were afraid.
Yeah, and then all of the players started dressing like that, and then David Stern, David Stern was like, nope, can't do no more of that.
Nigga find the league.
Dang.
But now, players are. I'll definitely say players are a lot more stylish. A lot like you're seeing a lot more fashion forward players.
Yeah.
Especially like LeBron been eating these past couple years.
Yeah. Do
Like-
you know who his stylist is?
I don't
I've
think
never
we
heard
do.
anything.
I've never heard of him having a stylist, and I feel like a lot of it might for real just be his personal taste.
I can see that.
That's nice.
I mean, he probably don't buy clothes
Yeah.
for the most part.
I'm also trying to figure like all of his clothes fit him perfectly. They don't.
do.
They don't ever. He doesn't ever look weird in clothes. That's something I know.
He's what 6'8",
Eight.
6'9", yeah.
I didn't know.
Imagine being 6'8" in your clothes.
I
fit
couldn't
you.
imagine. I wouldn't want to be that tall.
Like big and tall Louis Vuitton. That's crazy.
Right.
Big and tall.
Like hey, like and it's like the current collection, like something that's currently that you've seen other people wear, and it's just like I
It's
didn't even
LeBron.
know.
They just customized
Like,
it for him.
but my thing is like, is it a?
And it's crazy.
Is
He
he a
only wear
traditional-
Nikes.
You only wear Nike. Yeah, is it like a traditional XXL? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always
Yeah.
be wondering, like, is it have to be custom made? Because it's like, when you think of XXL or anything like that, you don't think of, you just think of like wide.
Yeah.
You don't
Nah,
think of tall.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense what they do have to have the big and tall. So that's what I'm saying. Like, does Louis Vuitton have a big and tall section?
And
I don't
it's
think
usually
so.
like a lot of the athletes to that point look good in the clothes they be wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't know. I guess they got really good tailors or they just be getting straight custom.
They be
Yes.
adding like they had to add 2 pairs of like LB pants together for LeBron. Like they stitch them together.
Because I was about to say,
Taking
even
a
their
Martha.
models, like on the runway, most of them are like 6'2", 6. There's a certain point where it's like you're too tall for the runway, and I know none of the models are 6'8" walking on that runway wearing them pants.
But also like couture, like it's couture, so it's like for the shows I feel like the mod, like, you know, they have like test fittings for the model, so they make sure to get it right by the time they get out
So
there.
the model has to fit the clothes. They're not tailoring the clothes for the model. That's the
True.
thing.
So it's like all of these clothes are in this collection for the
Yeah,
runway.
you need
gotta
to
be
fit
able
the
to
clothes.
this jacket.
It's not nothing wrong with the clothes. You need to be the sample size. If you're not the sample size, you don't fit the clothes. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Well, I was just saying, like, when you go to the casting, though, even when you do the test fitting, it's usually it isn't like usually
They
to
are
look
fitting
at.
you to see if you're gonna fit their clothes.
And then do they ever do like we might have to like pin it back a little bit here just so it look a little bit better and all that, or
I don't
is
know
it?
if they pin their clothes. To be honest, unless something like rips, like, and you have to go. I don't think they pin it. I think they just
Because it's an influx of people that could wear it.
that could put it on. So like they are measuring you to make sure whatever they're going to style you in is going to fit. Yeah. And if you don't fit it, they'll find somebody else.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Say, fuck it.
I'm trying to think, like,
Welcome to fashion.
The life.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of cutthroat. Honestly, modeling world.
I could definitely see that. I'm trying to think of what else am I seeing out there. I'm really trying to, like, I've been really racking my brain about what I'm going to be wearing this summer because it's about to be so hot.
I feel like it'd be weird because I feel like when we're trying to like find pieces and we're like constantly shopping, I'm always like shopping for fall, winter. I don't know why.
Cause that's when you can really do statement pieces and you can layer, and that's when I feel like I'm putting a fit together. Like in the summertime, the only thing I feel like I can honestly do is t-shirt, shorts, dope pair of kicks.
Yeah.
And
Hat.
I'm not like too like, damn, I really need them shorts. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
sometimes,
like,
but it's not as often as like, all right, that jacket though,
Yeah.
or like something heavier was like, I really need that.
Also, it's better to buy things off season because then you can get
Facts.
it cheaper and like they're actually nicer. 50% off,
Right.
75% blowout sale. I will take that and then just save it in your closet for the winter time.
Like I have been doing styling for somebody going on a vacation, a tropical vacation, like December, and like swimsuits and stuff was so like
Cheap.
Yeah, but I literally was putting together an outfit yesterday for somebody going on vacation. I was like, damn, like $80 swimsuit.
That's what I'm saying.
kinda
Buy your
hot.
swimsuits
Yeah.
in the winter.
I had that budget, and I was like, all right,
yeah.
it's starting to push it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's so hard. You can't even. What is a summertime statement piece? Like a crazy jersey. Like I don't even.
I don't know if they're summertime. Like for women, like a nice dress.
Yeah.
And-
It's so damn hot outside.
And also
I don't
thinking
wanna wear
about
that.
and thinking about it in the summertime, like it'd be so hot during the day. There's like you gotta wear shorts, but it's also like I don't want to go outside, so you usually chilling at the crib during the day.
Right.
And by the time you go out at nighttime, it's like
It's still 98 degrees.
it's still 98 degrees, but it's like I'm going to dinner or I'm going to a specific venue. It's like I want to wear
I ain't like
shorts.
super. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
wear
Ain't super
shorts.
streetwear now.
You know what I'm saying? I want to wear a pair of like pants and maybe a button down shirt or.
See, that sucks for y'all, because women, we can just throw on a nice little skirt and a top with no sleeves, or a dress, that's
98
short, legs out, arms out,
98
back
degrees
out,
at
everything
nighttime,
out.
sweating as soon as you step outside.
Man, what?
And I gotta wear pants.
Yep.
Cause it just makes more sense for the outfit.
All right. In
And-
certain places, not even gonna let you in with the shorts.
No.
Like, why you got on shorts?
Girl,
It's
it's
98 right now, dog.
1,000 degrees outside.
It's literally 98 at nighttime. That's why
Yeah.
I'm wearing shorts.
No breeze, just
And-
straight hot air.
And then on top of that, like if you do wear, like you can, like let's say you wear some like khaki shorts or a nice pair of shorts, like button down shirt to go out to dinner. The place you go to, because it's so hot outside, it might be cold in there.
Right.
It's gonna be cold. Like my knees, my knee legs gonna be cold the entire time. Like I'm not even
like
gonna be
the
able
back
to,
of the chair. Like,
I'm like, bro, I'm not
here.
even, I'm not even gonna enjoy this because I'm literally freezing.
That's what it is.
But that's really all we had for today. We really just wanted to get your mindset around fashion, understand where you're coming from within the industry. We really appreciate you coming on. This has been a long overdue. We have tried to schedule this several times.
Yeah.
So we had to get our affairs in order, and we were happy to have our good brother Jay on. So thank you for coming.
Thank
For sure,
you.
man. Thank you for the invite. I know this podcast is going to be so many different places soon to come down the line as well. I look up to y'all as well in the fashion industry. You know, you always got people that you look at and y'all always be putting that shit on.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you for the invite.
I appreciate it because I don't really be doing shit.
Here we go. I love,
Right.
I love a humble
Yes, sir.
king.
Right.
Humble king and queen.
But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, this is the More Than the Scenes podcast.
Love you. Mwah. Bye.